Long time no see, I know. I didn't necessarily decide to take a break from YouTube, it just kind of happened. I was busy as per usual with my shop orders, and I also kept creating new stuff like daily for my shop. So I never really had actual time to think about new YouTube content. So yeah, I guess I was just busy making new stuff basically. Also about my stalker situation, there's been some weird things happening lately, but as of now, I'm relieved to say that it seems that he or she finally stopped harassing me, so I guess that's good. Like, let's just hope it stays that way. But yeah, anyways, enough about my personal life. Now about today's video. First, do you guys remember my recreating cringy TikTok series that I did a while ago? Cut it all off because well, recently I wanted to film a new part because the last part was literally like 2 years ago. So I went on TikTok again to find some weird stuff, but I had such a hard time finding new cringy or questionable TikToks or weird TikTok trends that I can basically make fun of, you know? I feel like the cringy era of TikTok kind of stopped existing. Like nowadays, if you find something cringy on TikTok, it's mostly meant to be ironic, so it won't make sense for me to take the piss out of it, you know? And as I kept scrolling down my For You page, I started to actually really enjoy the content there, and I decided to delete all my old TikTok parodies and recreations I had on the app. And yeah, I had to realize that, man, TikTok is the new Instagram. It's true. So I decided to restart my TikTok and post actual personal content there. So yeah, as of about 2-3 weeks ago, I'm new on TikTok. You want to check it out? This is my ad. Now, every time I scrolled through my For You page, I've been noticing a lot of Asians complaining about the same thing, which is Asian fishing on TikTok. And the algorithm on TikTok is so smart because the more I engaged and liked these TikToks, the more I saw the TikToks of the actual white people who portrayed themselves as Asian, I guess. East Asian to be specific. And I could more clearly understand what exactly the problem was. Because first I was a bit confused because a lot of people were complaining about the way these white people did their eyeliner was problematic. Like apparently it was Asian fishing.
Do you guys recognize this girl? This very obviously white woman? Her. This is what she looks like now. Here you can clearly see how she leaves this space of white liner that she outlines with black eyeliner to make her eyes look more slanted. You can see it here as well.
When I first saw this picture, I thought she was Asian. Turns out, she's white.
If you use face tape to tape back your eyes like this, Asian fishing. Number 2, the fox eyeliner, where you like extend it all the way here, Asian fishing. Also, if you have fake lashes and you lift the end off your lash line, that's Asian fishing. It makes your eyes look more slanted. And then there's people with double eyelids who will tape or glue down their double eyelids to have monolids. That's Asian fishing.
Like, am I tripping or do we look like we are probably the same amount of Asian? I think we do. And then she takes her makeup off and that is fully a white woman.
From this to that is Asian fishing. Going from this to that is also Asian fishing, especially when they tape their eyes. And going from this to profiting off of Asian fetishization is also Asian fishing.
So basically doing an eyeliner that completely changes your eye shape, making them appear more slanted, is Asian fishing. I did a whole video about the fox eye trend, and I clearly and often said in the video that the eyeliner or even the oriental eye lifting surgery is not really problematic in my book. Like, it's just a gesture that they then do afterwards that doesn't really sit right with me. I think everybody can do whatever makeup, eyeliner they want. If you really like the aesthetic of the upward slanted eyeliner with the sharp inner corner look, then, you know, go for it, do it. But, and this is a big but, the problem lies when you additionally dress up and act like a stereotypical fetishized version of an East Asian uwu kawaii girl. Then it becomes really questionable.
So she makes herself look like an Asian woman, puts on outfits like this, puts her hair in pigtails with stuffed animals in the background, and then does this pose in like half of her videos where she puffs air in her cheeks to make herself look cuter or younger. Like, are y'all not seeing this? I'm not saying the problem is that she's wearing children's clothing, because that's not an issue in and of itself. But the fact that she's making herself look like an Asian woman and then infantilizing herself like this, she is contributing to the dangerous stereotype that Asian women are submissive.
Once you start perpetuating the stereotype that Asian American women are cutesy, childlike, and submissive, I have a problem with that.
People seem to think the only problem with this is the eye shape. The problem and racism actually lies in what's done while dressed like an Asian person. People are making OnlyFans and doing live streams dressed up as fetishized versions of Asian people and profiting off of this. You put real Asian women and young girls in harm's way by perpetuating these disgusting stereotypes of Asian women, by dressing up as them, and performing in a way that white would want Asian women to perform.
Okay, let's talk about how white people want to be racially ambiguous and how the beauty standard nowadays is literally just a racially ambiguous white person. It is kind of contradictory to say a racially ambiguous white person, but hear me out. I watched a YouTube video on this and it literally blew my mind how accurate it is. Rootless exoticism.
I'm sorry, but no you don't. You don't look Finnish at all. They're saying you look white because they don't know that white people aren't supposed to look Asian. I am half white and half Korean, and there are so many fully blooded white people these days who look exactly like me. It gets confusing. You say assuming you look Asian is racist, but when actual Asian people call you out, you suddenly don't really know what's racist or not. And then you decide to take a break for your mental health, which is fine. You can do that. You can use Asian culture for your aesthetic, profit off of it, then leave when it gets hard. But every single day I wake up to more violence against my community. You get to take a break. We don't.
And to go back to the makeup real quick, I've seen a lot of Asians finding it already offensive if you intentionally draw your eyeliner in a way that makes your natural round eye look more slanted. And this makeup, let's just freaking face it. That specific makeup style really transforms the way you look. Like, as you can see, it makes a natural Caucasian round eye appear much more slanted and narrow. It makes it appear like the typical East Asian almond-shaped eye. The sharp eyeliner on the inner corner looks like an imitation of this unique feature, which is predominantly found on East Asian eyes. The straight eyebrows look like the typical natural Korean eyebrow. Changing your eye color, wearing dark circle lenses, all of that makes the European round Caucasian eye look kinda East Asian, you know? And we see that type of makeup a lot on e-girls, streamer girls, cosplayers. It's really trendy right now. And on its own, again, for me personally, it's totally okay. But if you combine this eye makeup, which a lot of, other Asians already kind of find offensive, if you combine that with typical sexy Japanese schoolgirl aesthetic or kawaii clothes, and on top of that you act all cute, submissive, childlike, and sexual, not only are you perpetuating these stereotypes that we East Asians are trying to get rid of, you're also contributing to the infantilization and fetishization of East Asian women. And I don't know why, but for some reason, the white people who cosplay as Asians also love to dress in children's clothes and act all childlike, which again is only pushing the Asian of the young-looking, pure, innocent, submissive Asians. It's basically pedo baiting. Also, this TikTok is a perfect example of how white people who Asian fish pushed real Asians out of a space where they were showing off their unique styles and aesthetic.
He copied my whole fucking flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
Now, someone sent me a screenshot from Reddit and I was gonna paraphrase it, but I decided to just read the whole thing as it is because it's written in a way which is really easy to understand for people who are ignorant to this issue. It seems that a large number of these women doing Asian fishing are also running OnlyFans accounts. So these are Caucasian women who have decided to do sex work. There's nothing inherently wrong with that. These women have also decided not to do sex work as themselves, but to use an online persona. Again, nothing wrong with that. It's in fact much safer to do it that way. However, these women have then made a conscious decision to not use an online persona that matches with their actual race for that sex work, but instead have invented personas that align with stereotypes about Asian women and are altering their appearance so that they can appear to be Asian women while taking on those personas. Not just incorporating elements of Asian culture / fashion, but full on altering their faces to appear Asian. Why? There's absolutely nothing stopping them from doing sex work as white women. So why have they chosen to do it masquerading as Asian women? Think about that for a moment and then tell me honestly, do you not believe that they are taking part in perpetuating the fetishization of Asian women? These TikTok girls are not telling white women that they can't wear a kippah or that they aren't allowed to enjoy kawaii aesthetic or K-fashion. What they are saying is that altering your features to appear more Asian with makeup is crossing a line. It makes many of us feel unsettled. I don't think that anyone's right to express yourself should come at the expense of making an entire demographic of women relive the trauma of having been bullied, mocked, attacked over our features. And let me tell you exactly from my own experience and perspective how these stereotypes about my race is still relevant in 2021. By the way, for context, I live in Europe/Austria. Now, I've talked about this very briefly in my Asian fetish video I did years ago, and I also mention it time and time again in my Instagram stories, but literally no joke, all the guys that I've ever dated for a longer time ended up infantilizing me. And also a lot of the times when I start talking to a guy, at first everything seems normal, but then they have these weird expectations of me that I'm submissive and pure and modest, you know, like not every East Asian girl is like that, bro. And this might be really freaking TMI, but I feel like this has to be said so white people who Asian fish can see the freaking problem. There's a common stereotype which mostly white guys know/believe in. It's a stereotype that East Asians are tight down there. And bro, not only is this freaking disgusting that this is even a thing, but it also has major P-word vibes. Like East Asian girls already look younger than we are, and then with the combination of the stereotype of us being submissive and pure, and then with that, like no freaking wonder that most P-words have a freaking Asian fetish. Getting called chinky eyes my whole life growing up, and now seeing Asian fishing becoming a trend is so unsettling. Of course you can like Japanese/Korean fashion or even kawaii childlike fashion, but you can still look your own race. Now I wanna address those really weird people who leave comments like Russia is in Asia, the Middle East is in Asia. These countries are in Asia, so no, we are not Asian fishing because we are also Asian. Okay, genius, those countries are located in the continent of Asia, but that doesn't mean that Russia or the Middle East are East Asian. Like, we're all talking about East Asia. And yeah, it's so freaking dumb that it is that way, but even when white people are saying Asian, what they mostly mean is East Asia. But anyways, in this specific instance, we're all talking about East Asian fishing. I've been noticing this actually a lot recently, like people from Russia or India, they all want to act like we're all the same. Like, no, East Asia, South Asia, and Central Asia are completely different from each other, like starting from the look, the culture, the media, and the stereotypes. These East Asian stereotypes don't apply to, for example, Indian stereotypes or Russian stereotypes. Just because your country is located in the continent of Asia doesn't mean that you're part of East Asia. That's why I always specifically say East Asia in every freaking video when I talk about my community. In one video where I was specifically talking about Japanese and Mongolian culture and how Western media like Star Wars appropriated the culture without proper credit, I got some comments from Indians like, I'm Asian too, and I can't believe that Star Wars did this to us. And it's like, you're not East Asian, so why are you claiming this very specific issue as your own? Like, these problems are not, like, they don't have anything to do with you, you know, like it just rubs me the wrong way, and it just comes off as just wanting to be oppressed as well. Like, trust me, you don't want this. Like, be happy that you don't have to deal with these stereotypes, man. So if you're not from East Asian countries, don't try to claim that you're part of the culture when you're from freaking Russia or the Middle East. Like, this is so weird that people are doing this as well and trying to excuse Asian fishing because they're from freaking Turkey. Like freaking, okay, you're from Turkey. What?
Saya kayo Oppa Gangnam
Come
Style.
on, stop it.
Oppa Gangnam Style.
Now, this is going to be a weird tangent, but I've seen this clip on TikTok recently and I gotta rant a bit.
First, we're starting off with we're doing I think it's called It's not racist, that's like the sounds I hear when they talk.
By the way, if you think I'm offended by him or her doing a mockery of the Japanese accent, you're wrong. I'm much more offended by the fact that it's the wrong accent that they're doing. Like, they're eating Japanese snacks and they're doing this weird Chinese-ish accent, but they're supposed to do a Japanese accent, which is more...
I want the chicken nuggets. From McDonald's because I am a Japanese.
I don't know why, but I just really hate it when comedians who make race-related jokes, which by the way are already the most unoriginal, lazy type of jokes, do the wrong accent for each country.
Japanese, very distinct. When a Japanese man talks, it comes from diaphragm.
Yes, this is juvenile, but at least it's accurate. There's also this German comedian who makes the same Chinese accent for freaking Japanese people and it drives me freaking crazy. Weird tangent, but yeah, I also wanted to get this off my chest because I've seen way too many comedians do the wrong accent and it's kinda cringe. Anyways, by the way, if you're wondering why I have a gap here all of a sudden, it's because I got clear aligners to get this tooth fixed. As you can see, it's a little bit out of place, and the process is that they have to first create kind of a space here so this one can go in and the gap will hopefully disappear in the next few months. So yeah, yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a bunch of new items on my shop. I got a lot of different variations of these blood bag ivy earrings, as you can see here. And I also made some new bodies. And what else did I do? Oh yeah, a bunch of new faces, all handmade, of course. Yeah, check them out and follow me on TikTok. Bye guys!